Hi guys, welcome to another issue of Nerds Unlimited. I'm Trevor, joined by AJ and Sonic MTD. We're here to talk about some awesome nerdy and gaming news. We're really excited to bring this to you today. Almost excited as Matt is to play Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 Final Remix for the PlayStation 4. And with that being said, let's jump into our first topic.
I'm gonna shave your beard and make you eat it.
Do it. It tastes like watermelon. I have watermelon beard oil.
I'm trying to pretend to be lagged in here this entire time, and I'm like, watermelon? What? My black kicks in for a couple seconds and goes, wait, what? Watermelon!
Please don't try to eat me.
Oh, man.
With that being said, sorry, my Google Docs just crashed.
Yeah. Our very first thing on the docket, so we're jumping into the Marvel comic universe. I came across a story that was mentioned on IGN, which they had an interview with one of the reporters there speaking with Mark Ruffalo on the impact of Thor Ragnarok. And one of the things that was mentioned in the interview that was going back and forth was Mark Ruffalo was talking about how Thor Ragnarok is going to be a 3-part movie series that will feature a story arc involving the Incredible Hulk. Primarily dealing with his powers and coming to terms with him as the monster and himself.
World War Hulk?
Because it comes across through the 2 Infinity War movies as well.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see how that goes because I just want to see some more Hulk. I think he's a really awesome character. I just started to read his stuff recently. Started off obviously with Planet Hulk and World War Hulk because that's the best stuff. Sean's probably at home if he's watching going, I love Hulk, why did I leave? Anyway.
The thing about the Incredible Hulk is, once again, they've already done 2 other movies trying to cover, like, I guess, an origin story. The Ang Lee one, which next to nobody saw. And
I have it.
The one with Edward Norton.
Which was awesome.
Which was good, but no one wanted to work with Edward Norton because he was a sociopath during the middle of filming.
Yep.
It's amazing how he played that character in Birdman. Sorry. I know it's a totally different movie, but that's exactly what he played in Birdman.
Yeah.
The sociopath?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm excited though because we don't really get to see a lot of Hulk. So
And I like Mark Ruffalo. I think he's a really good Bruce Banner representation of Hulk.
He's a good one. I really do enjoy Edward Norton, despite the fact that he's just like Tobey Maguire is a total a-hole to work with. But unfortunately, you know, as a result of the previous 2 movies, the studios don't know really what to do with Hulk because they don't want to take a chance because they've had 2 flops already. They don't want to. They want to keep building, and they think just adding a little bit of Hulk instead of giving his own spotlight will be good enough.
It'll be interesting too to see how it goes over in Ragnarok because it's been described by Taika Waititi as a space buddy cop movie. So. With that being said, we're probably going to see a lot more of him, and he's part of the Revengers, as Thor calls it. This movie looks great, though. It looks like it's going to be...
It's going to be a fun movie.
Like, it's going to be a good time. Because Taika's a really funny guy.
Yep.
He's got a good sense of humor, and Chris Hemsworth is an underrated, in my opinion, comedy actor.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like it's going to be kind of like Thor's time to shine before he gets...
Well, the thing is that when you're given the role
Sounds
of a
sexual
character,
in so many ways. The purple fist.
when you're given the role of a character, maybe you're like first 1 to 2 performances of them, you're still trying to get the kinks out, trying to figure out what you need to do. Chris Hemsworth has played Thor so much to the point where it's like, yeah, he knows him like the back of his hand, and he's trying to...
Another fist joke. Sorry.
He's trying to...
2 fists, 1 man.
Sorry. You are not worthy. Sorry.
Are we done?
No.
We have pretty much de-evolved into the prospect of fisting.
You said it. We were just joking.
We were just joking. Whoa.
Whoa, we were just talking about this guy's massive fist. And where it's gonna go. You just described the verb. Did you miss me?
I went to school for journalism.
Yeah. This is
this is what we've devolved into.
Yes,
this
we
is
have.
Primo
stuff right here.
Welcome to 4chan.
Anyway, sorry guys. Talking about Thor Ragnarok will give us a good tie into what was just somewhat announced today or came to light. Taika Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok, has been approached to direct Akira.
Yes.
Correct me if I was wrong about that. I'm not too familiar with Akira because I've really only watched Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, and One Piece.
It's a trip.
Yeah?
Dude, I've watched the movie a few times and I still will never fully understand the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's one of those things where you watch it, you're like, oh, okay, this guy looks like he's gonna be the hero. Nope, he's not. Oh wait, this guy's the friend. He's maybe gonna say, wait a minute, I don't know what's going on here. How is this guy able to wreck a stadium with his freaking head? What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Why is there so much happening?
It's basically the way to describe Akira is it's a semi coming of age tale between youthful rebellion versus societal expectation, and then it goes to Alice in Wonderland's levels of absurdism and abstract stuff.
Like you throw in a guy who has psychotic powers that are just have no limit.
Yeah, like
And it's just like
you'll think it's going down one path, and then it just takes a very bizarre shift in tone, and you're like, okay, I guess this is it. And it's not even the complete story of Akira because it continues like way past that in the manga. So it's like it's not even the full conclusive story. It's just like 2/3 of the actual manga story. And yeah.
And let me tell you right now, the box, when you look at the box, you see a dude with a bike. The bike has nothing to do with the damn movie.
Yeah.
Like literally. You think it when you look at the cover, you're like, oh, so it's about this guy. And you know when you perceive, you know, like, okay, when you look at the cover, it's got to have generally the characters that are going to be in the movie. You're like, okay, so this guy is in the movie, but it's not about him.
Yeah.
It's really about his friend.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell is going on? That bike is sick. I want to see it do some special shit.
It came out in the 80s. It came out at the right time. The visuals were jaw-dropping. The story, no one really focused too much on the story, but it was amazing for coming out at the time that it did and with the art style that it had. And that's why it's so well known.
Some people would say it's like they ushered in anime
Yeah.
to the North American crowd.
Okay.
Right? Like it was one of the most pivotal movies ever to be made. Again, I'm not too sure if there's movies made prior to this. There probably were. But this was the first North American that I can say that I know of that came out.
So, essentially, Hollywood don't Death Note it.
Yeah.
Like that is like the bare bones
Yeah.
way to look at it, right?
You should have been here with Mr. J on the show. We had to pretty much walk our way through Death Note, and I haven't seen the live show yet.
I watched the first 10 minutes and I couldn't even watch past 10 minutes, man.
Moving on!
Yeah.
But in other news, we're gonna jump over to DC now. So the new Justice League trailer came out. What are your guys' thoughts on this? When they first opened up and they showed Clark Kent talking to Lois Lane, I was like, is this really? They're really gonna do this again? Because I was like, oh, come on. But I like how it was a dream. So it's like people who haven't watched the movies and don't know he's part of Justice League. You don't know he's part of Justice League. I'm sorry, that's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
You have been warned.
Superman is like
So,
Justice League itself. But with that being said, what did you guys think about the trailer and how it was done? Do you think it revealed too much, not enough? What's
I almost
going on?
feel like this trailer, you can feel Josh Whedon in the trailer, right? I feel like there was more lightheartedness to the trailer. You know what I mean? Like you see how they're kind of acting towards each other. They're like, your flight's not over, my man. And he just goes out and just throws it. You know, I feel like there was more, I really want to see this movie now. Like, I don't know why. I feel like I need to see this movie. This movie's gonna be great, right?
I've got a confession. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
So, Trevor, how are you doing today? I've noticed that, we've only put this in the docket like a week ago. Come on, bro.
I saw Star Wars. I jumped on that. I thought comic books. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's a good trailer. In my opinion, they didn't need to release a trailer. And
I don't think they did.
Was
for sure.
severely underwhelmed with the trailer, more so because I didn't see a lot of Flash. But I hope it's because they're saving him for the movie. Like the most you see of Flash is him tripping, running up steps.
Oh, but you forgot the other part. Did you watch the other part?
Yeah, the bat signal.
Yeah, that was
thing.
pretty funny. He sits there and he's just like, hey, oh my god, it's your thing. It's your, your bat signal.
Yeah.
That means that, wait, I'm sorry. It's the bat signal. That means they're calling you right now. He's just like
So it's definitely more lighthearted as opposed to what
Yeah.
we've seen, which is basically what is it called? Not Frank Miller.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder
Snyderism.
crying in the corner, cutting himself while listening to Linkin Park.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
tried so hard.
In the end, Chester, it didn't even matter. Anyways, jumping over.
Wait. Before we continue on, though, okay. It's still in regards to Justice League. Why do they have so many big names on the writing slate, on like the production side of things?
Okay, so Christopher Nolan's been involved with every DCEU film as a producer.
Why do they make that so prominent now?
It's obviously totally in fear, or they just want people to come because Christopher Nolan has he's like Justin Bieber of the film world. He has just groupies that will go see whatever he does.
Christopher Nolan was able to pull off dark and pull it off well to the point where it didn't cause audiences to be overkill. That's why they want Christopher Nolan, because once again, the DC wants to be darker than Marvel. They want to be completely a tonality shift, so that way they're like, hey, this is what Marvel's known for, but we can also do huge movies without copying their existing formula, which they're not setting a good example with Josh Whedon, but some would argue they kind of killed it. They want Nolan back because he did such a good job with the Dark Knight franchise that he can do gritty while also being artful and well written. So I can understand that it goes with what they want to go with. So,
But Nolan's just on the executive producer, where you still have Josh Whedon and another person who wrote the story, right? So to me, I feel like they've done this entire movie, and they're like, okay, wait, we're missing somebody to put in this slot here now that Zack Snyder's not gone, that he's not here. Hey, Chris, hey man, you good if we put your name down? You okay with that? I know you didn't really do anything for the movie, but like, you good?
Again, it's
Done.
probably I love.
I like his movies too. He
Great.
did a great night for the Batman trilogy. Great in the sense of not doing something with metas. Right, that was awesome. He was a great way of depicting Batman as a real rich boy character that anybody can technically be, right? Which is awesome. But I feel like it was just overload for this. You know? I feel like we didn't really need his name on this.
It would have been cool just to see going to the theater and sitting through the end credit scene of a superhero movie is a thing. You have to do it because if you want to see everything like I do, you'll miss out. Being like, oh, he worked on this. That's cool.
Yeah, it would have been okay to see that. But like, I feel like they're making it prominent. They're like, oh my god, you gotta go see Justice League now because Christopher Nolan is on the bill. Oh!
Can you imagine no one goes and sees it now? They're like, he's here again.
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry guys. Jumping over to our next topic, Star Wars trailer. Holy moly, it was amazing. But what do you guys think? I want to know what you think first before I just.
I'll let you go first, sir.
okay, so as someone who grew up with the original classic trailers, once again, it's all right. I didn't think anything too much because it's a trailer. We're gonna have to wait until the full thing comes out. But immediately after the trailer came out, my Facebook wall was bombarded with memes upon memes upon memes of this little alien that's on Chewbacca's spaceship, and I'm like, oh, okay. And
He's so cute. I want one. And I shall call him Fluffy.
And it's kind of sad. They're trying to do what they can to use CG to replace Carrie Fisher, obviously. I still could tell the inconsistencies, but they're doing what they can with her. And
But you feel all the feels in that scene where you know what he's doing, and you see Kylo Ren's face, like he's tearing up because he knows he has to kill his mom. But it's a great way that they're killing her off in the movie, so that way it's like, okay, we're done. Now let's move forward, knowing that she's passed away, right? So she was able to film all her scenes, so forth and so on. But one more theory now. So because of this trailer, because it highlights a lot more in regards to Rey, okay? So there's this huge theory going around that's talking about, in the last trailer we saw before this, it talks about how Mark Hamill says there's one thing that's for sure, the Jedi needs to end, right? So there is a middle class that's going to be rumored as the possible approach that they're going with Rey. So in this trailer, they kind of touch upon it a little bit more, and there's a huge rumor going around in fan theory that there's a gray type of Jedi that's out. So you have your dark side, your Jedi, and then you have the gray, which sits right between both. Right? They're able to harness the powers of the dark side, at the same time harness the powers of the Jedi, which could make sense considering Mark Hamill in this trailer says, I've seen this power before. I wasn't scared then, but I'm scared now, right? And that shows that he kind of doesn't want to train her any more than she was already trained. So she already has her ways of the Force or the Jedi. Then the end of the trailer, it almost seems like it could be cut just dramatically for the sake of the trailer, but it seems that she's looking at Kylo Ren for help. So now she can be trained in the ways of the Sith by the end of this movie. So it's kind of like Force Unleashed, where you have the Starkiller who was trained in both sides, where he was technically a Grey, right, as far as lore goes, but this could be the end of a Jedi as opposed to you going from Sith and Jedi. Now it's just the Grey, which is right down the middle, and it's supposed to harness both powers to kind of bring that center to the universe. So that's a big rumor that they're kind of going around
And
with right now.
that's one of the things that they're saying. It's about balance to the Force, both good and evil.
Exactly.
Actually, I do want to briefly mention, so my favorite movie in the Star Wars franchise is the final one, which is Return of the Jedi. And the reason for that is the final scene where you notice that Luke is single-handedly getting his butt kicked by Darth Vader, and it's not until he taps into his rage that he actually starts doing some damage and beating the crap. But rather than letting the anger take control of him, he lets it dissipate, and he's like, okay, I'm done. And the brilliant message behind that is there's nothing wrong with using rage and anger to accomplish something, so long as it doesn't devour you whole.
And I think that's what's going to happen in this movie, because he mentions something like that where he says the Jedi are no more, because he's realized that from Return of the Jedi. So post Return of the Jedi, he's been sitting on this island for a while, and he's going back and forth. He tried training Kylo Ren, but then he realized maybe I need to train in both sides, right? Which is why he isolated himself. And now he sees Rey, and Rey is tapping into her emotions, but at the same time tapping into the Jedi. And then he's realized, wait a minute, you know what? Instead of me doing this, why don't I let her use her emotions and her thing and just learn how to discipline her in that sense, so she can come to that point where he did in Return of the Jedi, where he realizes there is a balance, right? She'll come to that point where she's like, wait a minute, I don't need to tap into the dark side like you and go evil, but I can at least be okay with my emotions and know that I love the people that I'm protecting and stuff like that, and help that use
But
fuel.
that, once again, we're throwing theories at this. We have
Exactly.
no clue what exactly is going to be shown. It could be something amazing. It could be something awful.
Exactly.
You never know.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? It's about damn time they balanced the goddamn Force.
Exactly.
She could learn how to be a Sith from Darth Jar Jar Binks.
Let's not even bring that in here. Moving on before we get into that.
We're talking about gaming now. That being said, The Evil Within releases tomorrow.
Friday the 13th.
Matt, I know you're really excited for this game. Are you gonna pick it up on launch?
I will not pick it up on launch. I will wait for it to I will do one of two things. Either A, I will pick it up off of a friend who has already bought it and is either A, just bought it without thinking, hey, I don't have time to play it, or B, I will wait for it to go down in price. But how it primarily is, so... Did I explain that
you did? Sorry, I have a question before you move on.
Yes.
The reason you're not picking up tomorrow is it because you're too busy playing Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 remix or final remix. For
Season
PS4.
2 of Always Right Reviews. That's
Yeah.
exactly
Not
what he said.
within
I think that's what he said that in a message at some point. Last week we talked about it a little bit, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
He said he's
And
going to
how it's
possibly doing it for season 2. He said actually, no, he didn't say maybe. He said season 2. It's definitely a possibility.
I can lend you the game.
I know you can definitely lend me the game.
Sorry, I did.
And after I disinfect the box, then I will look into it.
Yeah, no, you might have to really work on getting it open. But anyway,
I gotta
back
throw
to
in-
The Evil Within.
So yeah, there's a lot of differences with The Evil Within, the second one as opposed to the first. They want to tell more of branch out in terms of it. They're trying to make it a more deep, personal, character-driven story while venturing into the giant screw-up with what is happening. A lot of things are being thrown in terms of side quests. They have a navigator that pretty much you can tune your radio frequency to. There are upgrades. You still have the traditional green gel, which improves your character, but you can now find parts and craft items, as well as using weapon parts to upgrade your particular weapon skills. Whereas before it was all you find this green gel and you basically use this giant lobotomy machine, which adds the skills to your head. It's the best way to describe it is the gameplay is pure Resident Evil 4 with the abstract, obscure art style and creative style of the Silent Hill franchise. So Shinji Mikami, who once again, I don't think he's going to be the director like he was in the first one, but he still has a lot of his influences that are put in to the second Evil Within. So he's not completely out of it, and I want this game franchise to succeed. I don't want it to go get stale like the Resident Evil franchise has. I want to see it grow organically and become something much bigger than the first game.
Well, speaking of an awesome franchise that's still growing and everything as well, the Halloween update for Overwatch is out, guys. So go get your Junkenstein's Revenge on. That's all.
I finally saw a legendary costume for Anna, and I'm like, this is something I can strive
Right?
towards. Yes.
She's got a really good costume. I'm pretty excited for it.
She's never had a legendary.
Nah.
Like, everything else was pretty much you had to pre-order the game. And you would have gotten the original skins for Captain Amari and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now it's good to see her finally get a legendary.
I'm excited for that. Like, I've been playing for a little bit. Came out on Tuesday, right? So, like, I've been playing the shit out of it as much as I can. I love it because it's so...
Hey, Overwatch players, are you still kicking yourself because you couldn't get a Witch Mercy? I got news for you. It's now 1,000 instead of 3,000, so it's a fraction of the price.
Yes.
Drop them coins.
Yes, that's one thing that I like about the Overwatch. So Overwatch, every year they since they started, or I guess every season, they have like a special kind of setup for the season, and then. Since it's come to its full year of it being out, they re-released everything that you missed out on in the first year, so you can buy it for cheaper.
Yeah, it's a third of the price of how it used
So
to
it's pretty cool. So if you missed out on all those, cool costumes and voices and all the highlight intros and blah 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 waifu bait, yeah, go get it.
But keep in mind, it's only until November 1st.
All right.
Speaking of voices, really cool fact: William Shatner wants to do more Captain Kirk voiceovers to Mike.
So the thing about William Shatner is that he's been actually wanting this for a while.
He's a dick.
It's not about that. He's got brand recognition. The problem here lies in William Shatner's version of Captain Kirk died. He was killed off in a Star Trek movie where I believe he fell to his death or something like that, and they had like a rock burial for him, and that was sort of him walking away from the franchise.
Why do I feel like that was Generations?
Yeah, probably.
He was caught in a time loop, and he helped Captain Picard end it, and he died falling to his death.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like I saw that movie. That was the crossover movie. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Tom Hardy?
No. But he died, and as a result of it, like he's walked away. Leonard Nimoy came in and did all the stuff. It's like, I am Spock from an alternate universe,
which was fantastic when they did that in the movie.
But when he realized, Leonard Nimoy was getting back into the picture, he's like, I really want to pick up the mantle of Kirk again. Is there anything like maybe alternate universe Kirk, or maybe I play a side character or something like that? And they haven't done it. I'm actually kind of surprised that they haven't done it, but he's been wanting to pick up the mantle for a real long time. It's just now that his character is dead, I don't know if they want to bring him back again, or we'll see. Maybe he might show up in Star Trek Destiny. What is it called?
Oh, Discovery?
Star Trek Discovery, sorry.
He could be really badly CGI'd like everything else in the show.
Isn't that a prequel, though?
It is. It takes place before the original, which...
So he could technically be a young Kirk.
No, well, we'll see.
Depending how much the timeline is, how old the timeline is.
How do you guys like Star Trek Discovery, or STD, as the fans refer to it? Let us know in the comments down below.
Oh god, that does.
I didn't even realize that. I'm like,
acronyms like, oh damn.
Oh damn.
Oh damn.
Oh damn.
Oh damn. Oculus Rift released a new headset.
Oh damn.
I didn't really get a chance to see like the specs on or anything. It just looks really cool.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know there.
I kind of feel like they came out with this whole VR game, but like everything's too expensive, so like nobody's really gonna get involved with it. Sorry, what was that? Sorry, what was that? Oh, but like just saying, maybe to really just like not make it so expensive, so the average buyer would actually purchase it, right?
No, exactly.
Not any of those people that work with that company that sells phones and stuff,
Okay, Matt. Question for you here. Personal space, how much are you comfortable with? Because AJ is going to invade it very shortly.
When I perform,
We'll put a pause on that. We'll skip that for a little bit because it will happen. It will happen. We'll go to the next one after that.
No, this is. I'm like, we're warning you.
Warning you.
Like,
I've already actually preemptively kind of set him
okay,
in
like
regards
there's
to
gonna
me
be
understanding.
saliva probably.
He knows. I already had a talk with him after it happened. Right? So
Gonna go everywhere.
he's kind of somewhat prepared.
okay, I am not willing to make out with AJ if that's what you're saying.
Don't worry, there will be no kiss action.
What I will say,
Although you
is,
viewers would probably enjoy that because, I've been told I got lips is, magic. What can I say?
but what I will say, as the lead singer of a rock and roll band, which apparently, as of like 25 minutes ago, has just officially broken up. I am used. Yeah, that just happened. That's sad. But I'm used to showing up at gigs where like band members for other bands that I've never even performed with just randomly grab my ass, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is a thing.
I guess you're used to that because of sports, right? They're like, good
Yeah,
hustle.
no, yeah. When they miss your butt, it's really awkward. But anyway, all right.
So
AJ,
before we go into this, okay, we got this anime segment. So before we go into what I'm really gonna nerd out about, because there's some huge event that happened this weekend for anybody who's really into anime, and more particularly Dragon Ball anime. All right. So we know that Pokemon are going to be coming out to McDonald's in November with stuffed animals and trading cards. Awesome, sweet. Tokyo Ghoul has released a clip of their movie. When you get a chance, check it out. It actually talks about the guy getting eaten by the ghoul, or shows like a clip of him just kind of getting chased around by the first ghoul. Yada yada. Cool, awesome.
No.
Tamagotchi is actually going to be re-releasing their little handheld toys, which is awesome because I used to love that shit back in the day. I don't know why, but I loved it.
We're on this
Mine always-
giant nostalgia craze, especially with
mine always died on me.
That's 'cause
like
you never
math
took care of
class,
it.
I didn't know how to take out, like turn off the sound. I hear, "Woo." I'm like, the teacher would be like, I'm like, your class is boring.
I had a Toy Story Tamagotchi, and I loved that.
There was a Toy Story one?
Yes, there was.
Was it Rex?
What? No, like you had three different choices. Like there were like two different aliens and one with the green Pizza Planet guys that you would take care of. You could choose which one you'd go with, and I enjoyed my time with it because I realized
jealous.
There was another one. There was Tamagotchi, and there was another one that came out that was a square. It wasn't Tamagotchi.
I think you've confused it for SpongeBob.
No, there was a square one.
Neopets?
I feel like, but you can battle. You can cook them up, and you can battle each other.
Pokemon?
No.
Digimon?
It's gonna bug me. Digipets?
Maybe.
Maybe Digipets?
Maybe.
All right, and then anyway, let's go to the CW. I'm just joking.
The CW.
AJ, chill.
No,
CW.
go CW. Sorry, we'll talk about CW now.
The flow.
It's okay, because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be on this for like a good 5-10 minutes because it's really exciting for me. So, CW. You saw Flash? I know you don't watch CW much stuff.
But I have been getting the special platinum boxes for the Supergirl and the Flash season premieres and the one for, what is it called?
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow, all of which are all part of the multiverse stuff. That
Nice.
is available.
There you go. Look at him. He's getting on that, eh?
I'm trying to.
Grow up so fast.
I know.
I'm such a proud father.
So you've watched Riverdale. I'm slacking. I totally forgot Riverdale was releasing this week.
It came out today. I
didn't even know that.
I got home today from doing my errands, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can watch Riverdale!" And
Yeah.
it was so good.
I got my email for it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it comes out today." I was like, "Oh,
It's so dark,
yeah."
and it's like,
It's hard to think of people like your Archie, Jughead, Betty, Veronica. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to think of those characters in an edgy, dark type of atmosphere. When you think like anything dark, I'm thinking like Archie's Mysteries, right, or something like that. So
what happened to his dad in the diner is actually how Archie died in his comics.
really,
Yeah, he
Like,
gets-
dies at Pops.
He dies at Pops in Betty's arms, and he confesses his love to Betty. And he gets shot trying to stop someone from robbing Pops.
Wow, that's cool.
Heart, I just died in your arms tonight.
Must have been something you said.
Sorry.
Oh man.
But I'm not gonna
Nerds!
go unlimited. I'm not gonna go into any more detail on it because you guys haven't watched it.
Yeah.
With that being said, Flash though, I want Iris to actually I wish Savitar got her last season. I'm not a
She
fan of
can't
Candice
die,
Patton.
but at the same time, she needs to kind of like die, and then Barry will have to bring her back because we both know.
No. They need to
Iris-
rewrite how she's portrayed. She sucks. It is not Iris from the comics, and it's just annoying. Barry told me to run, so I'm gonna run and then be a huge bitch to everyone that helped us.
Yeah, but she's trying to cover up her feelings, man. This girl can't be
Don't
crying
bring him
at
back. Barry, you're back now. Oh my god, I did all this for you. I did this for you. I did that for you. I did this for you.
Yeah, but
and then Barry's like, the plan is the man with the flan with the bland.
because he's all like delirious. You know what I thought he was writing in? I legit thought he was writing in Kryptonian.
That would have been a really good Easter egg.
Yeah,
Like, little touch
because it
there.
looks like Kryptonian the way he was writing.
That would have been.
You actually know the Kryptonian writing?
I don't know it, but like if you were to like put it in front of me, I'd be like, oh, okay, that looks like Kryptonian, right? The way it was like the physic algorithm he was working with. And to be honest with you, I legit like that would be a cool Easter egg. What if he was stuck on an alternate universe or whatever whatnot in the Speed Force? That's how future he got to the point. I thought it was like so many different timelines that was combobulated into his mind that he was just like, oh, we're gonna need more diapers, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, wait a minute, is he talking about their
This
marriage?
house is
Wait.
bitchin'.
I'm like, yeah, it was all over the place. I loved Vibe.
Yes.
Oh my god, he's my favorite character right now.
The moment that like gave me chills though on the show is when Barry was in his cell. Like they have, have you watched any of the Flash at all?
No.
So there's these cells that they have within Star Labs that are supposed to be able to contain metahumans. Flash is considered a metahuman, and he's doing his thing where he's like writing in his language. And Joe West comes up to him and is like, Barry, they took Iris. And he's like, yeah, the plans. Like, can you get my daughter back? He's like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're gonna kill. He's like, yeah, they're gonna kill Iris. He smashes through it like it was nothing.
But the scene before, like, I'm getting chills thinking about it now because as a Flash fan, like a diehard Flash fan, it's like, it was literally like looking at a comic book. And it was like, holy shit, this has happened. Pardon my French. But when he stops and puts his fist against the cell and he's like, what? And you see the rage and then the lightning in his eyes. And it's just like, and then you just see like explosions and he's gone.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Nothing
that's
can
the
contain
Flash.
him.
And
Yeah.
that's like, that's the Flash I've been waiting for. And then the new suit and everything. And like, they do like a cool scene where like, the windmills are falling on him and he's like dodging and he's
Actually,
20 times faster than he ever was.
The question that I want to ask, because as someone who's very curious about superhero shows and especially the CW, so how does like his costume just fit into the mix? Do they just like make it for him, or does like Speed Force say this is the chosen suit?
No, Carlos makes it for him in the show. So he is a crazy. What is
He's like a Dr. Frankenstein without being evil.
Yeah, it's weird because like he doesn't really have a direct specification, because what they tend to do with all the characters in the show, they tend to like, even though like Caitlin Snow's a biologist, he's supposed to be some kind of physicist of some sort, but he ends up working with like mechanics a lot.
So he's Doc
so he's
Brown.
like an engineer, and then
essentially,
Doc Brown, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like an engineer, so he makes around more stuff. And same with Caitlin, she's not just a biophysicist, she's also like a whole bunch of like, it's weird how they.
I don't know if this is going to be something that's going to blow your mind. Because I just learned about it. I don't know if you knew about it yet. January 31st. Get a pull list at EB Games. Or not EB Games, a pull list at Big B Comics.
Yep.
Wow. I've been really out of the nerd culture.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
The Flash War is starting.
I saw that.
And it's Barry Allen versus Wally West. Oh dear God.
Wow.
What is going to happen? I got to get my stuff going again at Big B for the Flash.
Yep.
So Barry Allen becomes the Flash after getting struck by lightning.
Yes.
How does Wally West enter the picture?
So in the comics, Barry is dating Iris West, and in comic continuity, Wally is Iris's nephew. And Barry's like, oh, I can introduce him to the Flash because he loves the Flash. Yeah. And he's like, this is how I got my powers. And he starts recreating the experiment that got him his powers. And then he happens to get struck by lightning.
That's one way. The other way, Professor Zoom comes back and is about to kill Iris. And in the midst of him coming in, because he's this color of Zoom is like, it's more towards the TV series. He's still blue and everything like that, but he's coming through. Flash is coming to save him, and at that point, they're accessing the Speed Force. The Speed Force happens to cross paths with Wally West while he's like dodging whatever whatnot, and because of that he ends up touching a bit of the Speed Force to gain the power of the Speed Force. That's one storyline. The final one which recently came out, which is to DC Rebirth, is there was a bunch of Speed Force lightning storms that hit a whole bunch of people. He was one of the ones that got hit with it, and he was able to learn how to use the Speed Force.
And
in
make
that
it
sense.
even more confusing, in DC Rebirth, there is Wally West, the original Wally West, the redhead Wally West, he's referred to as Flash. There's the Flash, and then there's Kid Flash.
Yeah.
So there's two Wally Wests at the same time. One is of African American descent, and the other one is.
Yeah, they just threw so many. It was like, you got to be damn kidding me. All right, so. Okay.
You want to always write reviews. No. We'll let him stretch.
Woo!
Okay, so
All
with
right.
Always Rate Reviews, currently I am on a sort of a month break hiatus because I've kind of been going out of my mind.
I'm gonna sit here and
I've
make
got
my-
roughly about, say, 4 episodes left in my first season. And while this is going on, it's taking me time to rest, relax, and get in contact with some people who are watching the show, getting critiques, what they want to see, what they thought of the original episodes, and what I can do to make a better whole round project. And I already know you're going to bring in Kingdom Hearts. You've been doing it all episode.
No, do your thing. It would have been amazing, if Frieza would have just shot a death beam through Goku's heart while he did this. He's like, what's going on?
Yeah. No, but the thing is that I'm getting a lot of critiques, and some people are trying to work with me. So it's all about growing the Sonic MTD brand, and hopefully I can make Always Right Reviews way bigger than what it was when it started out. And that's...
I really enjoy your content, and I hope it grows.
Boom! Okay, Dragon Ball Super was absolutely amazing. Holy crap. Anybody who's watched Dragon Ball Z in the past knows how pivotal of a scene it was when Frieza kills Krillin and Goku loses his shit and goes Super Saiyan for the first time. That flicker, that amazing. If anybody's watching Dragon Ball Super right now, when you're watching this scene, this guy's finally fighting this guy named Jiren. And Jiren in this entire tournament has been the type of character who is so OP. It is mentioned that he's even stronger than a god, right? And there was rumors they were talking about it, like, oh yeah, Jiren. There's rumors that there's somebody that's actually stronger than a god, blah 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 blah. And then this is who he is. His glare is so powerful. He has sent people off the map with just his glare. That's how strong this guy is. Okay. So in this scene, Goku and Jiren finally have their showdown. Goku goes at him in normal Saiyan. He's literally just standing there taking all the hits. Just goes to Super Saiyan 1, still just taking all the hits. Super Saiyan Ascended 2. Super Saiyan Red, which is God. Still dodging. Doesn't even move. Finally, he pulls up his finger for Super Saiyan Blue, and he's actually doing this. And literally just blocking all of Goku's hits. It's only until Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken times 20, big mouthful, does he actually start moving a bit more, and they start fighting a bit more, and Jiren still has the upper hand. Goku Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 2 is barely even touching him, barely even grazing him. It gets to a point where he looks at everything, and this was awesome because he sits there and he jumps on the top of a rock, pulls up his spirit bomb. He's like, "Lend me your powers, Universe 7." They start pulling up his powers. Frieza goes, "I've seen this before. I'll give you my power." Right? It's funny, right? Vegeta's like, "I'm not giving you my power," and fucks off, which was awesome. So he makes this giant fucking beam, or the spirit bomb, throws it at Jiren. Jiren literally catches it, throws it back. Goku's like, "What?" Boom, puts it, throws it back at him. It's literally a tug of war for 10 minutes of them back and forth. Goku's at his limit now, and then he literally just gives up, and he actually gets swallowed by the spirit bomb. And it was crazy. Damn. You're like, oh my god. Everybody is losing their shit. Beerus is like, oh, no. I can't believe this. He wasn't supposed to die. Because that's his best fighter. Yeah. Krillin's like, oh, Tien, Roshi, right? I can't believe this happened. This is not supposed to happen. This is Goku. Gohan is like, oh my god, Dad, what's happened? You know, like everyone's freaking out. During this time, all you see is just stardust all over the place. Jiren is still standing in the same spot because you can feel that something's gonna happen. But when you're watching this, you're in disbelief because you're like, Goku?
You just catch the spirit bomb?
Yeah, you're like, yo, this guy didn't even flinch. He didn't even move when he got it. You're like, motherfucker, this guy is a bomb. This guy's the G. And then you see his universe, the god is just like, now Universe 7 doesn't have a leg to stand on, blah, 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 blah. You're like, oh my god, this is serious. And out of nowhere, out of the giant crater that's already in the ground, who emerges? Goku. Goku emerges. He has this weird glowish tinge platinum look to him. It is absolutely amazing. I believe I put a couple links for the pictures in there, if you can pull them up. But it is just insane. So he sits there, he gets up, and the way this guy is moving, it is like he knows what's happening before it happens. Jiren, like everybody, actually part of the Jiren's force starts going to attack him. He's not even running. He's not even like just knocking things away. He's walking and just between every single shot that's coming at his head. And then he walks up to Jiren and he starts fighting. They start going at it, and that's when Jiren realizes that, oh, whoa, now he can actually hurt me a little bit, because you see him get pushed back a bit, and then he starts going at it. They start fighting. It's a good, like, it's insane. Like, the speed of the level of how he's moving, Beerus is like, oh my god, I can't believe he reached this level. The angel dude, his Wiz, is just like, oh, do you know what that is? Oh, I can't believe he actually attained this level. Beerus is like, no. He's like, yeah, you can barely achieve this level. And he's just like, I know, right? And then they explain that it's not an easy feat for the gods to achieve is the level that he's in. It's called Ultra Instinct Mode, right?
So I just want to say, so I've watched a ridiculous amount of anime. I pulled out of Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Super, but I did watch a series called, what is it called? Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
And in Gurren Lagann, they have, do you remember Gurren Lagann?
I love Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann gets to the point where the suspension of disbelief is completely throwing out the window. So they start off like really, really small, where they're just like trying to beat the bad guys. And by the end of the series, they're throwing galaxies at each other.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
When you get a chance, it's on Netflix. It's dubbed, so you can watch it.
Yeah.
It is stupid ridiculous to the point where, like, all right, guy, now we're gonna do our new technique. The guy's like, I don't even know what you mean. He's like, come here. Now we're two heads. We're strong enough to beat him. But that's beside the point. Going back into Dragon Ball, man, this episode was absolutely amazing. And it's funny because when he's coming out and you see the beam, Krillin's like, isn't it obvious who it is? Because they're all like, where is this power coming from? Everything is shaking as he's coming back, and he's, you're like, oh, what the hell is this?
Yeah, but it's like,
what the hell is this?
Goku has had so many different versions, variations, transformations, to the point where I have achieved critical mass.
Oh,
or
this-
in this
yeah.
case, critical mat. Hashtag critical mat.
Oh, man.
But I'm done with Dragon Ball. I am done.
It's cool. In this episode, he's fighting Jiren. He gets to a point where now, because obviously it's his first time attaining it. Every time in his first time attaining, he's able to do what he needs to do. Jiren is still holding himself up. He's not taking all these punches lightly, right? He's still taking them, but there's a point where Goku starts to flicker, and then Jiren catches him and is just like, that was your limit. And then dubs him. Takes him out. Vegeta shows up and he's just like, how did you attain that level? And Goku's like, hey man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it just happened, man. And he's like, no, Kakarot, how did you achieve that level? And he's like, disappears. He's such a dick. Like, he's just like, what? Then he looks back and says, whoa, he did it again. It's so funny. But honestly, man, it is now that we've hit that peak. Now that we know, because Jiren was technically the strongest person in all of the tournament, and he was like guaranteed his universe was gonna win because you saw how easily he defeated people. And now that you see that Goku was able to kind of keep up, or at least be on his level, now we're like, oh my god, what is gonna happen. I cannot wait for the second way he does his form, because now that he has a taste of it, we all know what happens with Goku. He gets a taste, and it happens again, and he supersedes that level. And now I'm waiting for Vegeta to get to that level, because once Vegeta gets to that level, it's gonna be absolutely amazing. Because Vegeta's looking bad.
You know, you've achieved something when AJ can no longer sound like AJ. He
Oh,
sounds like Angela.
Andrea, excuse me, get it right. It's freaking right. Okay, it's right.
Okay, there, bud.
All right.
So, whew, I don't know how to follow that.
You can't.
Yeah, no. So we're gonna try to play a fun little game tonight, guys. For those of you who've never played Mad Libs before, it is very simple.
Matt Libs.
Hercules.
Matt. Oh.
Matt Libs. There we go.
Ooh.
Excellent. So I have picked two specific scripts, one for Matt, one for AJ. The challenge is going to be, it's not really like a challenge. It's the first, whoever lasts first loses. But one of them has to provide the answers. So essentially how it's going to work, I'm going to ask them for just like, for example, man's name, famous actor, etc. Noun, adjective. And they fill out the story, and then I read it back to them. And that's when you guys have to try not to laugh. But the thing is, this has to be as ridiculous as possible.
Okay.
Okay? And Matt, you're going first.
Okay.
Okay, yours is Quentin Tarantino based.
Okay.
Okay? So I need a man's name.
Marcellus Wallace. Does he look like a bitch? I win! I win by default.
Marcellus Wallace. And then famous actor.
Bruce Willis.
It's already awesome.
Yep.
Occupation.
Boxer.
Side note, I had no idea that MTD stood for this guy's initials.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. I didn't know that.
We've been working for probably about a month and a half.
Mind blasted. Because anybody can have your mind blown. It's mind blasted. MTD, his initials.
It's okay, he's not the brightest bulb, but he is the cream center in our reverse Oreo that is Nerds Unlimited.
Wow. Number.
44.
Race card! Race card!
Obscure Japanese movie title.
Okay, Paprika.
Boku no Hero? Boku no Pico?
Verb. Ending in ing.
Sorry?
The verb ending in ing.
Boku no Peking?
Loving.
Body part.
Leg.
My third leg. No,
Verb ending in ing.
Punching.
Noun.
Carrie? I'm not. You're asking someone who doesn't know.
Reference to obscure movie title.
Reference to obscure. Okay. Now we know the violent that's inherent in the system. Help, I'm being repressed.
Help, I'm being repressed?
Yes.
Okay.
Help, I'm being
Sounds like a movie about the States.
Well, it's a reference to a movie.
Sounds like a movie of my past.
Sorry, it was repressed, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a movie of all the...
Cool old car.
Cool card. Aston Martin.
Ooh.
Man's name.
Chet.
Are these pretty much the same I have in mind?
Nope.
Damn it.
Very
So
famous
start setting it
actor.
up.
Very famous actor. Brad Pitt.
Older Tarantino movie.
Okay. Foxy Brown.
Ooh. I forgot that was done by him.
Yep.
Obscure movie title again.
Let's. Hard boiled.
Happy.
Adjective.
Definition. No, I don't know what.
Oh, adjective? It's like describing something.
Okay. Charged.
Verb.
Kick.
Body parts.
Eye.
Nouns.
Shot.
And obscure movie title.
Okay, let's go for Kung Pao Into the Fist.
Oh, that's a
Yes.
good one.
It was either that or Bulletproof Monk.
I love Kung Pao. He sometimes drove.
All right, here we go. So, let you guys get a minute to compose yourselves. First one to laugh loses. I will read the whole script though, okay? Marcellus Lewis is a very suave guy played
Wallace.
by Wallace, sorry, played by Bruce Willis. He's done some bad stuff, but he's very cool. He has a long conversation with a boxer in which he makes 44 references to a classic Hollywood film that is based on the obscure Japanese film Paprika. Then he kills him very violently by blubbing him in the leg and then punching his carry off. Sorry, I couldn't read my own writing. After making another great reference to help, I'm being repressed, he drives a Aston Martin to the home of Chet, who is played by Brad Pitt. Then they have another very long, wordy, sharp-tongued conversation in which the cinematography references Foxy Brown, and the dialogue is in homage to Hard Boiled. And then they get in a very bloody, charged fight with a kick. They kick each other's eye and shot and talk about kung fu into the fist for a very long time.
Okay, you botched most of that?
Yeah, I know. I'm not the best reader, but I thought it'd be something different to do.
See, you're going against me and AJ. Like, we are going to be stoic when it comes to this type of stuff.
That's why I said I want you guys to give me the most ridiculous stuff you can do. So now we're gonna do a flash-based one. Okay, so I need an adjective.
Following is
Adjective.
by Cup Ramen.
Flashy.
Noun.
Purple unicorn.
Person in room.
Jason.
Press X to Jason.
Noun.
Brownies.
Verb.
Running.
Noun.
Lights.
Adjective.
Handling. No, sorry, that's not an adjective. Red.
Plural noun.
Plural noun. Ooh. There's one I want to use, and the name is like killing me, and I feel like we used it so many times in Halo, and it's like, oh my god, I can't think of anything in plural. Oh, you know what? Children.
Okay, number.
72.
Color.
Blue.
Adjective.
Adjective. Whitewashed.
Noun.
Blackie.
Adjective.
You're chasing Blackie with whitewash.
Yes, that's why it's gonna be. I have a feeling that's gonna be a humorous one right there. What was the next one?
Adjective.
Adjective. Round.
Adjective again.
Large.
Plural noun.
Plural noun. Players.
Okay. Part of the body.
Buttocks.
Plural noun.
Buttocks.
And a place. Wait, let me get buttocks?
Ireland.
The home of the Trev.
Home of myself.
All right, so here we go. I can see the other one through it. As an alarm began to sound, the Flash through a flashy speed to discover the purple unicorn, Captain Cold, running away from Jason's jewelry store. But just as as the fastest brownies arrive was about to subdue Captain Cold, another alarm started ringing. That actually worked out well as a sentence. This time it was caused by Heatwave, who was robbing lights across the street. This calls for some red thinking. The Flash said to himself he thought a moment this actually has really bad grammar inside of the thing. Like, it's actually hard to read. Like, I'm actually like slowed down and reading it, and I'm like, wow, whoever made this is not doing well. Then started to run back and forth between the two children so fast that it looked like there were 72 flashes. Both villains believed the blue speedster was coming for them and fired white washing weapons at him. But then the Blackie of the Heatwave's heat weapon hit Captain Cold's rain weapon, and then a large cloud of players, faster than the buttocks could see, the Flash disarmed the buttocks just as the police arrived to cart away the criminals to Ireland. AJ lost. That was a flop. And with that being said, guys,
We almost got him to laugh on the buttocks part.
Yeah.
Like, he started to sticker a little bit. That's why I was like, buttocks? It's faster than the buttocks can see.
with that being said, guys, though, don't forget to check us out on our various forms of social media. Go like and subscribe to Everything Nerds Unlimited, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and don't forget to follow Sonic MTD on YouTube.
On YouTube, on Facebook, on anywhere. Just put my name into Google. You will find everything that I've been a part of.
That is capital SONIC, capital M, capital T, capital D.
Damn right.
And don't forget, guys, if you want to learn more about what we were talking about, to go check out your local comic book stores. And to get more information, go check out our other issues that are available online. And with that being said, I'm Trevor.
I'm AJ. I'm Sonic MTD, and I'm going to have to leave you because I see the Matt signal up in the air. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Later days!
Thank you very much, guys, for checking out this awesome issue of Nerds Unlimited. If you guys want to check out our last show, it'll be up here. If you want to subscribe, click that link right there. And then, if you want to see what this beautiful bastard's up to lately, right over here. But better yet, if you want to see us every Thursday, 7:30, the link will be right here.